Good night and welcome to tonight's league. It's a contest between experience and youth. We have Barfa for the experience side and Espanoyal FC for the youth side. Now Barfa has come off a bit of a losing streak. They've lost 2 matches. Espanoyal FC has drawn 2 matches. So we're looking to see whether both teams can experience redemption here tonight. Especially for Espanoyal FC because they have a chance tonight. They have to win. They cannot afford to lose. They cannot afford to draw. And for Barfa, we're really looking to see if they can experience that redemption right here tonight. Now for Espanyol FC, the points stay at 2. It's very crucial for them that they win this match. And Barfa, of course, they have -8, but this is also a chance for redemption for them, as I said before. A real chance for redemption. They have the chance to prove that experience is really what carries the game. This is match 1 and we hope you are excited, we hope you are ready and anticipated to see some beautiful game and some beautiful football right here on the field. We have the lineup right here for Barfa, the squad. Player number 9, Savio. Player number 23, Arpit. Player number 14, Vignesh Avrekhat. Player number 7, Tilak. Player number 19, Manish Rao. Player number 13, Ashank. Player number 17, Bhairav. Player number 18, Advait. Player number 69, Tejas. Player number 12, Bopaya. And lastly, player number 1, Ashwin, who will be our goalkeeper for tonight.
Tonight will be a 4-5-1 position. And I'm looking forward to see if this squad has what it takes to come back and really show their mettle here tonight. Tossing there in the defense, Espanyol FC carrying forward to the mid-center. Passing it forward, that's a bit of a fumble right there. 30 seconds in, and the match is just getting started between Barfa and, of course, Espanyol. Nice back pass over there. Nice to the free throw area. Capturing back. And another corner. You can really see the elegance here tonight. It's just the start of the game, but there is a real sense of elegance going on right now in the defense. Both teams are fighting with everything they have. Over to Buffer in the mid-center, pushing it forward. It goes a little bit too far. Over to the goalie. Moves it forward, Espnoyal in defense. Nice kick. And that'll be the whistle.
And as we begin with the first few minutes of this game, there has been a little bit of a tussle in the defense. There's a bit of elegance going on, a back and forth between Buffer and Espnoyal. And that looks to be a goal. That is a goal for Buffer. The first one in the first half, a beautiful goal right there in between the forward striker. Right there into the center of the net. Buffer is really showing that they can come back from 2 losses. This is a strong start to the first half of this game.
And a strong start to the first half of the game.
And a strong start to the first half of the game. Espnoyal FC now has to come back, and they have to come back with all strength, full send. They have a chance, and they have to make it and capitalize on it right now. Pass forward from Espnoyal. Back to the defense. Wide, long, beautiful kick. Over to Buffer. Espnoyal recaptures. Will it go wide? Will it be a corner? That will be Savio, the goal scorer for Buffer. A big shout out to Savio. That was a beautiful kick, a well placed and well timed goal. I think it's here's better. Yeah. With 5:30 seconds in, the score stands at Buffer 1, Espnoyal FC 0. Can Espnoyal FC recapture the momentum? That'll be a corner. Rather, a goal kick or goal throw. Delivered straight into the Buffer defense right there. Corner. Espanoyal FC trying to ramp up for something. They're trying to put the pressure. And it goes wide. This is Season 2 of the Namma Bengaluru League. We've had some fantastic matches thus far, and we're looking forward to seeing two fantastic matches here today. The score stands at Bafa 1, Espanoyal FC 0. Goes a bit long there. Now the possession levels have been a little bit unclear, but Espanoyal FC has had quite a bit of possession thus far. So far it's not translated into a goal just yet. Goes long. Captured by Espanoyal FC. Bit of a tussle there, nice kick. Header. These lads are real professionals. You love to see it. You love to see it. The beautiful game right here on the field. It is a windy day. It's overcast, but the winds might be in Bafa's favor here tonight. Waiting for a corner kick. Goes wide.
Over to Espanoyal FC.
Espanoyal FC with the possession right now. Nice header. Carrying it forward. Can Espanoyal FC make a goal? Are they going to make a stab at a goal right here? No, they will not. Not this time. Free throw. Espanoyal captures. That'll be a corner. With that well-timed and well-placed goal by Savio, the winds of change and the winds of favor have definitely shown and definitely been strong with Bafa tonight. Free throw by Bafa. Over to the midfield. The question is, can Bafa actually score a second goal? Will he attempt to make it really hard for Espanoyal to come back from this? We're 10 minutes in, 10 minutes 30 seconds in. Bafa 1, Espanoyal 0. Over to the goalie. Bit of a tussle there in the defense. Both sides scrambling for possession. Some really fancy footwork, by the way. These guys are professionals. These boys, these lads, they are professionals, and you love to see it. Free kick. Long wide shot, and that is a header. Very nice header, well placed, well timed. Bounces off the edge of the goal right there. That's not quite the shot that they were looking for. That was beautiful, really beautiful there from Espnoyal FC. But also from Bafa as well. Now, of course, we're going to go over the squad, Espnoyal FC. We want to show people exactly what the competition is like, what Bafa is up against. We have player number 28, Pranav. That's the lineup. Pranav, player number 28. That'll be a free throw for Bafa. Over to Bafa. Goes over to Espnoyal SC. They've maintained possession thus far, but they have to translate that into a goal. Because right now the seconds are ticking by as the match continues in full pace, full swing in the first half. Espnoyal FC really needs to score the goal and even the odds. Free throw for Espnoyal FC. A tussle over there. Back and forth. Bit of a fumble. Bafa captures the goal. Bafa captures the ball. Both sides furiously, desperately attempting for possession right here. It goes wide, it goes long. Over to Espnoyal FC in the mid-center. Their side. Striking forward. Can they get past the defense though? No, they can't. Captured by the goalie. It's a nice little save over there. There wasn't really much of an attempt at the goal there, but the goalie did move forward. He did capture it, making sure that there's no chance, not even an attempt at a goal. It goes long, it goes wide. That should be a free throw for the goalie. Another free kick. Amping up. And the whistle is blown. Over to Espnoyal. Nice little back and forth over there. The mid-center. Advancing. Signaling for a full throttle attack on Bafa. Whistle is blown yet again. And that is a yellow card actually being thrown. All in good faith, all in good feelings. With the yellow card, they're contesting it, but it is a yellow card being thrown up. Both sides anticipating the weight. They're trying to move forward with the game. This is still the first half. First yellow card being thrown in this match. Moving on, the free kick from Espnoyal FC. And definitely captured by the goalie. Nice save. So far, Bafa's defense has been quite phenomenal. There have been many attempts at the box, but none have quite penetrated through, none have quite gotten through, in fact. All thus goals have been off the box, off the side of the goal. No goals yet for Espanyol. They have to even the odds. That'll be a yellow card for Vignesh Avarikad from Bafa. We see that there's a sense of momentum building up. The tension is in the air. It's a cold day, but the warmth, the atmosphere, it's searing hot. Over to Bafa, back and forth, passing it back into the defense. Nice kick. Aiming it forward. They're attempting for a second, but it is intercepted by the goalie, quite deftly in fact. Nice throw over there. Over the defense. Espanyol advances forward. Espanyol looking for a way to come back from this, looking for a way to even the odds. This might be their chance. But it is yet again definitely saved by the goalie. You can hear the cheers of the crowd going up. Many of the loved ones of both teams are here to support them. Up in the air. Bit of a tumble there, tussle. Both sides attempting possession. That should be a free. Bafa saying spread out, cover all your bases. The free kick, a very important free kick. Ramps up for it, and it goes well defended. Well defended over there by Bafa. Not even a chance. Over to Espanyol. It's a beautiful, beautiful little footwork over there. Because of that, Bafa recaptures and regains possession of the ball. Scramble for the ball in the mid-center. It's an overcast day, but it's not that gloomy actually. If you look at this pitch, if you look at how the game has been framed thus far, Bafa has come out on top in the first half. They've taken the advantage, they've captured the momentum, but Espanyol FC is not to be out-counted. They are definitely a team to be watched for, especially if they can make a goal in this first half. Free kick, intercepted. Up in the air. Over to Bafa. Back to the goalie. Over to Espanyol. Back and forth. Espanyol needs to recapture that advantage. You can hear, you can feel the anticipation building up. It's there and it's out. Unfortunately, that was not a goal. Close shave, but no cigar. You can hear the crowd ramping up. They were ready for a goal right there. Unfortunately, it was not quite carried forward. But that was a good chance. That was the closest attempt thus far by Espanyol to really capture that goal. With more like that, Bafa is definitely going to be pushed up against the ropes. Back to Bafa in the defense. It was a bit of a trick over there, a bit of a feint. Advancing forward, striking. Intercepted by the defense, and that will be out. That will be a corner. Free throw. Well intercepted by the defense over there. Header. This is a crucial game for Espnoyal FC. They really have to win this. They can't afford to lose. They can't afford to draw. It has to be a win. And for Bafa, this might very well be their chance for redemption. I was talking about redemption. This is that chance. And has not slipped away thus far. Over to Espnoyal. Another attempt. This is a good attempt. But it is intercepted by the defense. Whistle goes up again. Free throw by Bafa. Espnoyal recaptures possession. On the fringe. Moving it forward. Up in the air. So far, Bafa's defense has held strong. It is a really phenomenal defensive game thus far. You see, Bafa advances forward. They have that offensive, they have that momentum, and they move forward. They move backwards into the defense. They make sure there's no attempt, not even a close attempt at the goal. Even when there is attempt, Espnoyal can't quite do it. They make sure that the odds are always in their favor. A phenomenal start for the experienced team in Bafa. Well saved by the goalie. I think that's been almost the fourth save of this match thus far. Free throw. Intercepted by Espnoyal FC. Back and forth. Moving forward. And yet another save. That's a beautiful save right there. He actually leapt forward into the air. A bit of a tussle. I don't think there should be too much of a emergency over there. We're looking to see if the player is alright. The goalie is alright. He took quite a hit over there, quite a beating. He should be up and out for the count. Not quite. Calling for medical emergency. Evac. He raises his head. Took quite a beating. Hopefully nothing is all out of. That was quite a phenomenal hit actually. The goalkeeper, he just leapt straight in the air, tried to make it, made his best actually to save it, and he has been phenomenal thus far in the game. We have to give him credit to Bafa. Now, what is most present in this game is a spirit of teamwork, spirit of companionship, spirit of the game. In fact, both sides are willing to hold to the stall. They're willing to make sure the player is all right. He's doing okay. He's doing good. He's down, but he's not out for the count. We can hope he makes a full recovery soon. And he rises to his feet. Seems to have injured himself a little bit, quite a bit in fact. Glorious champion. And he's up on his feet. Wipes it off, shakes it off. He's ready to take another crack at it. Strong man, strong champion. Took a beating, but he's up and he's back on his feet. You love to see it. High fives all around. And so the game commences, when the first half score still stands at Bafa 1, Espnoyal 0. Over to Bafa's defense, back to the goalie. Carrying it forward. Intercepted by the defense. Espnoyal with possession. Pretty smooth kick over there. Carrying it forward. Bit of a header. Espnoyal recaptures possession once again. In truth, they never lost it. Bafa passing it forward. Espnoyal captures. Tackles, takes possession. But Bafa recaptures it once again. Thus far, this game has been very highly contested. Both sides have done their best to make sure that their attempts on the goal have been on point. Now, if I had to say which team had the better defense, I would say Bafa thus far has a better defense. Espnoyal needs to really step it up. They really need to score and even the odds right here in the first half to put that pressure on Bafa to make sure that the odds are in their favor and that they go into the second half with a new sense of rejuvenation, a new sense of enthusiasm. Over to Bafa. Pushing it forward. Captured by Espnoyal. And it goes out. That should be a freebie. Free throw for Espnoyal. Over to Espnoyal yet again. Making sure they have the possession. Never losing it. Bit of a tackle, but it didn't go anywhere. There's an excitement that pulses through the stadium, excitement that pulses through the minds in the crowd, the minds of you, perhaps even the audience, and the minds of these players. Because thus far, Bafa has put on quite the show. And we're hoping to see a little bit of the same from Espnoyal. Back and forth, up in the air, over to Bafa in the defense, and it goes out. Out of bounds. Corner kick. Out. Went a bit long over there. With a little less propulsion, there could have been an attempt at the goal. Unfortunately, it went wide. Now Bafa has quite a bit of a struggle ahead of them because this is still the first half. And it's a beautiful save right there by the goalie. Yet another attempt, another crack at the goal, and it was deftly and beautifully intercepted by Bafa's goalkeeper. Up in the air with a nice strong propulsion kick. Bafa is making a second attempt at the goal. They're advancing forward. Can they do it? Not this time. That'll be a corner. Corners are quite deadly. Especially if you know exactly when to deftly side it into the ball. You have the momentum, you have the propulsion, you have that advantage, a bit of a strategy going on. I wonder what's going through the minds of the Bafa players right now. Can they make their second attempt at a goal? Make it 2-0. Really amp up the pressure. Second stick by. Goes for a kick. And it just very slightly edges off the goal. Out into the offside. It was not quite there. Over to Espnoyal. Nice save. Cheers. Score stands halftime. Bafa 1, Espnoyal FC 0. Bafa with a bit of advantage in the first half. They really have put on a show for us here tonight, and we're looking to see if Espnoyal FC can come back from this. They're young, they're hungry, they're ambitious. This is their chance, and this is their chance to shine. They can come back from this. It's not over. Definitely not over. Right here at Namma Bengaluru League. And as we go over the stats right here at the halftime, we have Bafa 1, Espnoyal FC 0. Shots on target, Bafa 1, Espnoyal FC 2. They did make 2 shots on target with Espnoyal FC, but unfortunately neither of them landed. Shots off target, Bafa 1, Espnoyal FC 4. 2 saves by Bafa, 0 saves by Espnoyal FC. And 1 yellow card thrown up for Bafa. And to all of our viewers, we encourage you to like, share and subscribe. This has been a phenomenal first half. We look forward to seeing you in our second half.
How are you doing? Good. Yes. Sorry about the early first one. I realized I was muted.
Oh, okay. Even I didn't realize it. No, you are actually doing good, yeah.
You're the boy that
No, he's doing good now?
Yeah. Anything I can improve on?
And we welcome you back to the second half of the Namma Bengaluru League between Bafa and Espnoyal FC. Now the first half was quite eventful. Bafa scored early, they scored strong. They had a wonderful first half. We're looking to see if Espnoyal FC can even the odds, even make it 2-1. Or maybe Bafa can even amp up the pressure and score another goal. It's anyone's game still. Bafa has the advantage, but Espnoyal FC can still come back from this. We switch sides and Espnoyal FC is going to move forward first. Over to Bafa. They captured the position right there. A lot of the beautiful momentum has been on Bafa thus far. Espnoyal FC has maintained quite a bit of possession. They have had a lot of goals on target, but none have actually quite gotten through. Over to Espnoyal, advancing forward. Back to Espnoyal. Maybe a change of pace, a change in scenery, and a bit of a break has given enough time to reflect and make sure that they have the mindset quite ready to strike. And it goes wide. Over to Bafa. Free kick. Steady himself, ramping up for it. Nice and wide. Up in the air. And Espnoyal captures possession, but Bafa quickly regains it. Over to Espnoyal. So far, experience has trumped over youth. But Espnoyal FC is not to be out for the count. They're not a team to be disregarded because they have quite a good strategy. They have quite a good record of drawing with their opponents. So maybe they can turn this into a draw or maybe even a win. And it has to be a win because a win is very crucial for Espnoyal FC. I might remind you, a win is very, very crucial. Free throw, up in the air. Over to Espnoyal. Little head over there, but Espnoyal has the possession thus far. It goes up in the air yet again. We've seen a lot of that thus far. A lot of fancy footwork and a lot of fancy moves in this second half of the game. Over to Espnoyal. Carrying it forward. And it goes out of bounds. That'll be a free kick. He wants to steady the position, wants to make sure it lands on target, to make sure Bafa has possession in the second half. Goes long, goes wide, goes hard. And it goes out of bounds. Over to Espnoyal. Moving forward with the momentum. Pass. Back again, yet again. Nicely done. Goes long. Will he get it? Yes, he will. And a nicely well done save by the defense. With one well-placed kick, the defense makes sure that there is no attempt at a goal. Bafa does not want to be in the same position that Espanoyal was in the first half. Because if the odds are evened right here, that will be quite a hard climb down for both teams. Neither team really wants to draw here. Each team wants to win. Bafa especially wants to make sure that the momentum they had in the first half, it's not lost. As the score stands, it is 1-0. Bafa 1, Espanoyal 0. Bit of a gap there. We focus in on that ball, that crucial object that has to be placed directly into the goal. Both teams are fighting for possession of that ball. Neither side wants to lose it. It is the most important aspect of this game. It's not just the ball, it's not just the strategy and the teamwork. It's all about the momentum. And Bafa has all of that in that first half. Bit of a tussle over there. Tackle. Ref calls his hand up. Both teams saying, it was not my fault, it was the other guy. Want to see what happened there? The ref calls his hand up. He says, settle it. Settle it between the two of you. Looks like they're angling for a penalty here. Or at least some sort of advantage. And it will be some sort of penalty. But it goes wide. Well done. Both sides. A defensive position is strong for Bafa. They've not let up on Espanoyal. Bafa's defense is held strong thus far. Free throw. Bafa with possession. Takes the ball. Kicks it forward. They're going for number 2. Second goal over here. Can they get it? Not quite. Very well deficit over there by the defense. And especially by that goalie. Over from Bafa. Out of bounds. That'll be a free throw. Free throw for Espanoyal. They have maintained the possession again. Keeping up with the pressure. As you see, the enthusiasm in Espanoyal has not been lost, has not been dimmed. In fact, they're fighting with a certain depth and a certain level of strategy over here. They're trying to recapture the momentum, trying to even the odds. Because evening the odds is very crucial for them. Over to Espanoyal yet again. Out here in the mid-center. In the center. Back again with Espanoyal. Are they ramping up for some sort of attack on the defense? Are they ramping up for a goal? No, they are not. They will not get it. Not quite. Goal? Will it be a goal? That is the question on everyone's minds. Will Espanoyal be able to even the odds? As the score stands at 1-0, Espanoyal has to score here. They have to score. It will be a penalty. It's important that we understand the mentality of this. Espanyol has to score. They have to even that odds. They have to make sure. Otherwise, the momentum remains in Bafa's hands, and that is saved. The defense anticipated it. They saved it. They made sure there wasn't even an attempt at the goal. They did not get past that brutal lines of the Bafa defense. Over to Espanyol. Second stab at the goal. And it's a save. A nice save right there. Corner. They're looking for that corner. Looking to advance. Looking to have that advantage. Everything counts in this game as the seconds tick by. The minutes tick by and we end the second half. It is crucial that Espanyol manages to eke out a second goal. Let's say a first goal to even the odds. Is that a yellow card? No. Goes wide. Well saved. Nice save by the goalkeeper right there. And thus far, Espanyol has mounted a very furious, a very concentrated attack on Bafa's defense. Bafa has held strong thus far. We're at 40 minutes in, 41 minutes in almost, and it is going to be a phenomenal game. Thus far, Bafa has made sure in the advantage. They had that first half, they had that early goal, and Espanyol has not been able to really replicate that. Yellow card. Second yellow card for Bafa, that'll be Tilak. Bafa has 2 yellow cards, but they have 1 goal. I'm certain Espanyol wants that goal desperately. Over to Bafa. Goes wide, up in the air, and out of bounds. In fact, I think one of the fans there tried to catch that ball. Bit of a trophy. Anticipation is high for this game. Bafa has a redemption arc in this game. They have lost twice, but this is a chance for them to come back from the brink. 9th in the leaderboard, 9th in the match fixtures, but they have a chance to really even the odds here. You know, show that they have what it takes. Experience is in fact what counts. For Espanyol, this is their chance to really sort of make their way and solidify their position. It's very crucial for both teams that they win this match, and thus far, it looks to be Bafa's game, but anything can happen. Pass. Moving it forward. Kick goes up in the air. Intercepted by the Espanyol defense. Bafa's making a second attempt. They want that goal number 2. They want to solidify their position. That'll be a corner. Free throw. Mastery of the ball is crucial right here. Whistle goes up. Espanyol has the defense right now. Bafa has the cards. They have 2 yellow cards, but they have it in the cards for this match because they have 1 goal and Espanyol has none. But if you look at Espanyol's attempts at really penetrating the defense here, it's a goal! It is in fact a goal! Espanyol has managed to even the odds! What a beautiful goal it was, right there, by the striker. That is exactly what they needed, exactly what they required to even the odds, to make that pressure on Bafa really intensify. Tackle. Out of bounds. And the goal scorer for Espanyol FC is Kanik. Big shout out to Kanik. You have really proven your mettle and shown that you have what it takes to go up against the big boys. If you saw right there, the cheer went up, huddle, fields, and absolute scores of red over there. A big crowd, a big cheer went up in the crowd for those who support Espanyol right here. Because the odds have been evened. This is now a game that can very well be a draw, or could very well be game, set, and match for one of these teams. It's a windy day, but the winds can be in today's favor for one of these teams. Out of bounds. Season 2 of the Namma Bengaluru League. It is a wonderful day right here. Wonderful night actually. It's a dark day, dark pitch, but the light is in everyone's eyes because we're watching one of the wonderful game right here. Fast-paced, anticipating game, exciting, back and forth between two teams. In the first half, Bafa was able to score. Second half, Espanyol evens the odds. It was a beautiful goal, that. Truly it was. And there might very well be a second one, but not quite. The defense goes it up in the air, they make sure that there isn't a second goal right here. Well defended by Bafa. Well defended by Espanyol, I should say, as well. Because they have also made sure that the offense is on their side this time. The momentum has shifted a little bit in Espanyol's favor. Because that momentum of that goal, that excitement, that thrill that goes up, the players understand they have a chance to come back. It's not just Bafa's game, it is anyone's game. There's also a psychological impact right there, because when you have one goal with Bafa and just none with Espanyol, there is a bit of pressure on them. But with nil-nil or with 1-1, that is in fact a situation where Espanyol can come back from the brink. It goes wide. Nicely done by Espanyol, nicely done by Bafa in fact. Both teams have given it their all in this game. And there's a lot of professionalism, a lot of class that goes into these games. You've really seen it on the field today. I frame this as a contest between experience and youth. Now, thus far, neither side has shown that they lack either of those qualities. Neither side has shown they lack either of those qualities. Header. Over to Bafa. Goes long, goes wide, and goalie misses it. Still, it was a nice, well done attempt. As seconds tick by, we have approximately about 11 minutes left. No desperation showed by either side, however. Both teams are fighting with all that they have, all that they've got. Over to Espanoyal's defense, anticipated by Bafa. Espanoyal carries it forward. Nice. No tackle there. Deflected. The defense makes sure that Espanoyal doesn't get their chance for a second goal. That will be a corner, however, for Espanoyal. Can they make the most of it? Deflected and intercepted by Bafa. Pushing it back, carrying it forward. Espanoyal captures it again. Will they make it out of bounds? Not quite. Over to Espanoyal. Making a second attempt at a goal here. They have that momentum. And it's another goal! I don't believe my eyes! It is another goal! The momentum truly is in Espanoyal's favor tonight. The winds have shifted. The winds have turned. It is a beautiful goal right there from the offside, right there from the side. The defense could not be found. It was a beautiful hammered in goal. All credit to Espanoyal for mounting a phenomenal comeback. Will they go for a third? That is the question. They are going for a third. They're trying. But the defense was a bit too strong. Nonetheless, momentum has shifted firmly in Espanoyal's favor. The score stands 51 minutes. Espanoyal 2, Bafa 1. And that was a very beautiful goal, by the way. Really finessed, well-timed, well-placed goal. They're going for another corner kick. Corners are deadly. The last goal was caused by a corner. Well, a corner of sorts, really. And they're going forward to the back and forth. Espanoyal with a really phenomenal offensive strategy in the second half. They had to do it. They had to come back in the second half, and they have done so. Back against Espanoyal, right to the overside. Goal kick. Goal through, rather. Over to Espanoyal defense. Question remains, can Bafa turn this into something that is not 2-1? Can they make it into a draw? Because for Bafa, if they make it into a draw, it is still quite a decent situation for them. They would of course love to win this game outright, but it looks to be quite difficult with 7 seconds on the clock. And that was out of bounds. It looked a bit like a goal. Deceptively, it looked a bit like a goal, but it in fact was out of bounds. Hits the net, hits the side of the net. Over to Espanoyal, advancing forward. Carrying it forward with some momentum. And they have the possession, but it's unfortunately out of bounds. Not ruled offside. Over to Bafa, right here in the mid-center. You can really see how the momentum has shifted so direly in Espanoyal's favor. That was a deadly, delicious goal. A yellow card has been thrown up. I believe that was first one for Espanoyal. You got to be careful with those. Go. Ref throws up the yellow card. He says, what you did right there, unacceptable. Header. Strong header it was. Over to the defense. Can Espanoyal maintain that defensive line? Yes, they can. I think the first goal had an impact on Espanoyal and not the one that Bafa was hoping for. Bafa was hoping that that first goal would carry them forward. Espanoyal said, no, second half, we're coming back. 2 goals. What are you going to say to that? What is your answer? Can Bafa have a comeback? Can they have a draw in this match? Because 2 more goals for Bafa looks to be a little bit impossible, but maybe they can turn this into a draw somehow. In the last couple of seconds, they can turn this match from a filler into a thriller. Over to Bafa. Out of bounds. Nice throw. Offside. Things were looking quite dire for Espanyol for a while there, but they were able to come back and they were able to bounce back. And it looks like they are going to attempt, maybe for a third, to make this game really impossible for Bafa to come back from. A third goal would really hammer the nail into the coffin, as it were. Nonetheless, a very strong performance from Bafa. Even in the first half, they played really strongly. They had that momentum on their side. Espanyol simply had a better strategy for the second half. And their strategy was to come at Bafa's defense, batter it, hit it with everything they had, and it landed with 2 goals into the net. Over to Espanyol, carrying it forward. They really want that third goal. But Bafa is saying, we can do this, we have this. It is ruled offside yet again. The whistle goes up, offside. Free kick for Espanyol. Propelled forward into the defensive line, up in the air, but it's ruled offside. Over to Bafa to mount a comeback if they can. The seconds tick by. It looks like a dire situation for Bafa. Nonetheless, we have to give it to them. They really played a very strong first half of this game. As for Espanyol, they mounted what seemed to be a really insurmountable comeback. They did it with style, they did it with finesse. They were able to score 2 goals. With less than 2 minutes left, the score stands at Espanyol 2, Bafa 1. Over to Bafa. Green and white against red. Can the boys, the experienced boys in green and white, pull something that looks to be magic out of their hat? Over to Espanyol. Other side, passing it. If I were to gauge the possession in this second half, I would say that Espanyol has had possession, and that seems to be what really has propelled them forward in the second half. Bafa has made attempts at the goal for attempts at Espanyol's goal side, but Espanyol has been really consistent with their attempts at the goal. And that has been a really well-oiled and well-honed strategy. Over to Bafa. Defense. Second attempt, and it goes wide. Both sides are tired, but you wouldn't know it from how well this game has been played. It has been a thriller of a match from start to finish. Bafa made it into a thriller from the first half. Espanoyal bounced back. They came back with a fury and with a vengeance that has rarely been seen. Sometimes with a losing team, a team that looks to be losing, they lose their momentum. Espanoyal has not lost their momentum. They came back with full fury in the second half with 2 goals. Over to Espanoyal. Moving it forward into the defense. Really going hard with that defense. And it's a 3rd goal! A 3rd goal for Espanoyal in the last few seconds of this match. A beautiful goal by Espanoyal. The score stands at 3-0. This is very well it for Bafa. It looked like it was going to be saved by the goalie of Bafa, but just went past him smoothly straight into the side of the net. Espanoyal came back with a vengeance in the second half. Goal scorer Kushik from Espanoyal. A big shout out to him. He was able to deliver that goal with a finesse that really stretched the bounds of the imagination. We'll have a few minutes for the second half. Overtime. A yellow card is thrown up. Even in overtime, the ref is definitely on the top of his game. He says that right there was not allowed. Bafa gets a chance to perhaps make it into a little bit of a less threatening match against them. Maybe they can have 2 instead of 1. Who knows? Right now, this looks to be Espanoyal's game, however. Because really, how much can be done against 3-1? Over to Espanoyal. Over to Bafa. Seconds tick by. The lower time of the second half. Final seconds of this match. It has been a thriller in the second half. In the second half, 3 goals scored by Espanoyal. It looked dire for them at the end of the first half, but they came back. They really did come back. Ruled offside. Back to Bafa. Makes an attempt, and it is well picked up by the goalie. It was a bit of a long shot, but not much of a chance to get the goal right there. Nevertheless, a decent attempt by Bafa. Decent attempt to score 2 against 3. And that will be it for this match. What a match it was, from start to finish. It was well fought, well paced, well executed by both teams. Full time, Espanoyal 3, Bafa 1. Big thank you to all of our audience. We hope you like, share and subscribe. We're going to go over the stats for this match with the NBL's Season 2. Full time, goals scored, Bafa 1, Espanoyal FC 3. Shots on target, Bafa 2, Espanoyal FC 4. Shots off target, Bafa 3, Espanoyal FC 8. Saves, Bafa 2, Espanoyal FC 1. And 2 cards, yellow cards for Bafa, 4 for Espanoyal FC. Do stay tuned for the second half. We will look forward to seeing you for the next match.